Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as the Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace.
Not a fan of that. I'm gonna say that right now.
There's a better way to do that.
I remember speaking to Charlie Kirk at the memorial when he went on stage and said, "Charlie's cool with his enemies. I'm not. Meaning, Rob Reiner has called him a fascist, a Hitler. Okay. The guy is dead, murdered by his son, slit him and his wife's throat over an argument during the holidays. I do not like that at all. Let me just say that. In regard to Rob Reiner, God rest his soul, that guy gave me and my family so many moments of, Pat, Stand By Me, The Spinal Tap, A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally, Misery. If you really think about this guy's work, and he was one of the guys that I said years ago, if I ever met him, because I saw him once passing in Hollywood, I was going to say thank you because of his brilliance. He gave us moments where I was in a household where my father drank, and it was always pandemonium and crazy and yelling and arguing and drinking. He gave me moments where we would sit and watch Stand By Me. We would sit there and watch these movies, and it was an escape. And Stand By Me and A Few Good Men are going down in the top 50. So I want to say God rest his soul, and I want to thank him wherever he is in heaven for giving me those moments where I got to unplug and not deal with the drama of our life. And I want to say God rest his soul.
Adam.
So I've actually dealt with a situation like this before, which is crazy. I had a very good friend, and there's a brother and a sister. And the brother had a massive drug problem. And they were trying to help the guy, and they were accommodating him. And eventually, in a fit of rage, wanting money and drugs, and the mother wouldn't help him, he took a baseball bat and murdered his mom.
Jeez.
Straight up. This was in Miami.
You told me this story once.
Yeah. And obviously, just the most tragic, disgusting thing you can think about. But it goes further. It's like, all right, so he's still in jail. What does he think about every single day? I murdered my mom with a baseball bat. His sister, who I was friends with back in the day, she has kids. What does she say to her kids? Oh. You know, not to bring Charlie Kirk or Erica Kirk in there. What does Erica Kirk say to her kids?
Former First Lady Michelle Obama told Jimmy Kimmel that she and Barack Obama were supposed to see their longtime friends Rob and Michelle Reiner the night they were killed.
Rob and Michelle Reiner are some of the most decent, courageous people you ever want to know.
She also defended them after President Donald Trump called Rob Reiner, a lifelong Democrat and supporter of progressive causes, deranged in a Truth Social post following his death. I thought he was very bad for our country, Trump wrote.
They're not deranged or crazed. What they have always been are passionate people in a time when there's not a lot of courage going on.
Barack Obama also shared his condolences earlier in a post on X, writing that the couple will be remembered for the values they championed and the people they inspired.
When you first heard about the murder of Charlie Kirk, what was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems.
Speaking of horrific, I want to read how the President of the United States responded publicly to this news. Here's what he posted. Quote, "A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away. together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace.
What are your thoughts about what President Trump said about Rob Reiner at his press conference today?
I don't do ongoing commentary about everything that's said by everybody in government every day. We are trying to bring down healthcare costs for the American people. They're very important votes, very important issues, and that's what we're focused on.
Who is Nick Reiner, the son of famed director Rob Reiner and producer Michelle Singer Reiner? He was arrested by LAPD and believed by investigators to be, quote, responsible for the death of his parents. So how'd we get here? Well, it's no secret that Nick has struggled with addiction, and behind closed doors, his parents, like many others, struggled to help their son navigate it. The tension was even the subject of a 2015 movie that Nick co-wrote called Being Charlie.
You have a disease, Charlie. We all do. All right? And acceptance is the first step towards controlling...
You know, you're right. I do have a disease. It's this place. Okay? It makes you feel like a leper, and then when you get out, everyone's expecting you to up again, so you start using...
During the film's promotion, Nick appeared alongside his father in an interview and discussed his past drug use.
Well, I think I'm lucky in the sense that I have parents that care about me, and because of that, when I would go out and do, you know, things like drugs and stuff like that, I'd feel a tremendous amount of guilt because I'd think, oh, they're thinking about me right now. They want me to do good. And most people don't have, not most people, but some people don't have parents that are, you know, have any interest in that.
He also talked about his struggles growing up in the Reiner household.
We didn't bond a lot as a kid. Like, he really liked baseball. I liked basketball, and he could watch that with my brother, but baseball. But I just, when I saw him do that, and it was something that I'm interested in, I was like, wow, like, he really knows a lot, and like, it made me feel closer to him and be like, yeah.
The night before his parents' death, Rob, Michelle, and Nick attended a holiday party at comedian Conan O'Brien's house. Nick and his father were seen having an argument, according to a source familiar with the incident. It's unclear what connection, if any, the argument may have had to those killings. Authorities have not elaborated on how the victims died or why investigators suspect that their son was responsible. Nick Reiner is currently being held in custody without bail. CNN is working to determine his legal representation and has reached out to a family spokesperson for more information.